Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm back with another top 5 video. Category is sports cars, and the budget now is around $20,000. So these are my picks of some of the best cars out there for the dollar that you can either build, race, or collect. So let's get into it. This week's video is brought to you by LCOBMW.com. Shop our site for Corvette performance parts, merchandise, and much more. See the link in the description or visit LCOBMW.com. Number 5, Ford Mustang. The 6th generation Mustang specifically, it's 2015, 2016-ish. Some of the pros of that car is that it is a 5-liter V8, which is horsepower ranging from 435 to 460, which isn't too shabby. It is a Mustang, so there's every single aftermarket bolt-on performance thing available, and there's a ton of information out there for building those cars, which makes it a great platform for a starter hot rodder or just an enthusiast. Some of the cons are there's a thing called the barbecue tick with those 5 liters that are supposedly an issue. I don't know how bad it is, but it supposedly is pretty noisy. The other thing is AC issues and driveline vibrations, but they're all fixable items, so it's not like at the end of the world or a deal breaker. So all in all, good reliable car, and that's why it's number 5. Okay, coming in number 4 is this, the Pontiac GTO. Not the late 60s, early 70s ones, but the 04 to 06 LS1 powered GTO. So this car is 6-speed, LS1, 350 horsepower, rear-wheel drive, a great car, kind of like slept on a little bit. I mean, some people know about them, other people have no idea what they are, but they are a great platform for building an awesome street car. With the LS1, there's so much support and aftermarket parts for it that you can build that thing however you want. A little bit of a collector car too, because that's kind of like it for Pontiac and like the last of the GTOs too, so it's kind of a good car to hold on to. Some of the cons with that were like rear spring sag was an issue. Some people complained about they didn't like the interior and stuff like that. Other than that, it's a really awesome car, a really fun car to drive too. So that's another one that's probably a good investment for the future as well. Number 3 is this, the BMW E46 M3. So 2000, 2006, it had an S54 3.2 liter straight 6 making 343 horsepower. Some of the pros are it was 100 horsepower more than the E36 M3, which is pretty significant back in the early 2000s. The other one would be collectability. These things are super sought after right now, mainly because it's like the last of the analog BMWs. So right around 100,000 miles and up is the $20,000 price range essentially. You can get some convertibles with a little bit lower miles for that price point as well, but low mile coupes are, you know, way out of that price range. I've seen ones double that and a little more. Besides that, great car to own. The bad things are, which is kind of crazy to say out loud, is that like all the engine bearings need to be replaced. Sounds pretty bad, but it's not the end of the world. So you can get one that all that stuff's been done, because I think right around now they probably all should have been replaced at this point. So that's a big thing to look out for. But besides that, the subframe issues, which is like an E46 chassis thing in general, and then some like Vanos issues it had as well. But besides that, you can get them out there for right around $20,000 that had all that stuff done, but unfortunately it could be a little higher miles, but good car to hold on to and awesome car to drive. Number 2 is this, the Porsche 911 996. This is from 1999 to 2004. It's a 3.4 liter with 296 horsepower. It's the first year for the water-cooled 911s. All the ones before that are air-cooled, so they did have some issues with that. One of the main issues they had was with the IMS bearing. So it's a bearing in the engine that could possibly grenade and ruin the engine. So you can have that replaced, but you gotta take the engine and trans essentially out of the car to do it. You can either replace it, or they sell a kit that's like a bushing with oil lines in there, and you eliminate that. But besides that, once that's done, it's a pretty reliable engine, really with no issues. They ran that design up to 2008, and then they came out with the 997.2, which is a direct injection engine. They eliminated it. Besides that, the other thing that a lot of people didn't like was the fried egg shaped headlight, which is either you love it or hate it. I don't mind it at all. I think it's kind of cool because it was only in that time, because they got rid of it right after the 996 when they introduced the 997. So besides that, awesome car, and you can get them, not low mile ones, but ones probably like 75,000 miles and up, right around the $20,000 mark. So there's plenty of them out there. You can get the Carrera 2s with a 6-speed. So awesome car to own, an amazing car to drive, and they're really gaining popularity in the Porsche community. So it's actually a really good car to grab and hold on to. So besides that, that's number 2. So my number one pick is this, the C6 Corvette. So this ranges from 2005 to 2013. They started out with an LS2 with 400 horsepower. Then they went to an LS3 with the later ones with 436 horsepower. There's plenty of auto ones out there. More importantly, there's 6-speed cars out there. Now you're not gonna get a low mile car. It's gonna have some miles on it, but you still can get an LS2 6-speed for right around $20,000, which is an awesome bang for your buck sports car. You really can't get a better car out there for what you're getting for $20,000. Now, there is so much aftermarket support for this car, bolt-on upgrades, and people are drifting these things and racing them, so almost everything has been done to these things, and any problem that they've had has pretty much come to light at this point because it's an older car. So all that information is on forums and online. So I think a handful of the problems were like harmonic balancer and timing chain tensioners and a couple of electrical issues, but besides that, there really isn't a better car out there for the money. And yes, you can get a C5 for the same price, but to be able to get an LS2 6-speed Corvette is awesome for $20,000. So that's it for my list. So if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Thanks for watching.